Good evening. Can I get this mic up a little bit so I don't have to lean in so much? If you can do that, if that's possible. I actually may not need it. It's kind of an inside joke, not really. First off, I just want to thank the Ethical Culture Society for allowing us to be here this evening and helping to facilitate this event. And I'd like to thank all of you for coming. As you all know, this is a very critical issue that we are currently facing in New York State, now more than ever. As the governor has indicated that we are only months away from making a decision. He made that statement months ago. I'm going to turn this around a little bit. Usually people say their thank yous at the end. I'm going to say our thank yous here at the beginning. Mostly because an event like this doesn't happen without the people who put it on. The folks out there tabling, I encourage you, if you didn't stop by those tables, to stop by and see those folks. It's a profound grassroots movement that we are a part of, and I'm very grateful to work with these very, very dedicated people, most of whom are doing this without any financial interest, you know, they're just dedicated to trying to bring the right things for the benefit of New Yorkers. Specifically, I'd like to thank the Board for United for Action, Ling, Cho, Beth Kelly, Charlie Olson, Owen Crowley, Dave Pablo. They're inspirations, and they keep me in check, which is always a good thing. I'd like to thank very much our speakers for being here this evening. Specifically, just a couple other folks I'd like to identify. Vin Brancato, thank you so much for helping to make this happen. Edie, thank you so much for arranging the tabling. And thank you so much for all of the folks that are working with United for Action this evening. If I went on and named all your names, we wouldn't have time for the program. I also would like to just specifically name the organizations that have co-sponsored this event with us, who are a pleasure to work with. That's 350.org. Hold your applause until I'm finished, please. It's a long list. All right. Act Now, Catskill Citizens to Safe Energy, Catskill Mountain Keeper, Democracy for NYC, Food and Water Watch, Frack Action, NRDC, NYC Friends, NYC Friends of Clearwater, NYH2O, and Damascus Citizens, Pedal Power NYC, Renew New York, Riverkeeper, Sane Energy Project, Sierra Club Atlantic Chapter, Three Parks Independent Democrats, Water Defense, Working Families Party, and then I'd like to also just focus on some other folks. Greater NYC for Change, Downtown East for Obama, Hell's Kitchen for Change, Westchester for Change, Tribeca for Change, which is an interesting thing that we have so many groups that happen to be focused on change, which happened to be a slogan for a campaign about 4 years ago that I think most of us remember quite well. And I would like to just take this quick moment, since we're embedding this into the history of the world through video, and we'll have this broadcast up on numerous websites, that I would like to appeal to the Honorable Barack Obama to listen to these experts that we've assembled here this evening, and then reconsider the feasibility of shale gas as our energy future. and specifically with a message directly for President Obama. I would just like, President Obama, I would like you to consider that it may tarnish your presidency if you preside over the poisoning of our water, our air, our land, and our food shed, and the citizens of this great country, if this is proceeded with on a mass scale, as it is currently intended in the policies that are being enacted. Shale gas expansion in this country and hydraulic fracturing are not change we can believe in. Still, I believe in you, President Obama, and I hope you make the right decision for our country and the American people. I could go on and on, which I have sometimes a propensity to do. Basically, let me keep it short here so we can get the speakers going. We've debunked fracking from an environmental standpoint many, many times. There are literally hundreds of reasons not to do hydraulic fracturing, any one of which would be sufficient reason in a common sense world, in an ethical world, not to do hydraulic fracturing. Anything from the air quality in Wyoming last year was worse than Los Angeles. Yeah, in a place where there's only one person per square mile. Yeah. They haven't even drilled as much as they're planning on drilling in Wyoming. We still don't know what to do with this toxic, hazardous, radioactive wastewater that is loopholed currently in this state, is actually not being toxic, hazardous, radioactive wastewater. It goes in, hazardous waste, it comes out, something else that's not considered as such. Another loophole. The air emissions of every 7,700 wells create the equivalent of the air pollution of a Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. Currently, there are 77,000 wells planned in upstate New York, and there are 100,000 on the way in Pennsylvania. That will create about 20 Dallas-Fort Worth, Texases, which we will be downwind from, as if we don't have enough air pollution already. I could go on. There are hundreds of reasons, but I'm going to stop here. I want to thank you all for being here. I think the critical thing is that, as our host was saying, that with awareness, it's also critical that knowledge is accompanied with action. And that's the name of our organization, United for Action. This is not inevitable. I hope you strongly consider the information that you hear this evening, and you decide to take part in some actions, either with us or any of those amazing organizations that are also co-sponsoring this. We can change the future, and we can have an effect on the history of this world and protect this beautiful world for the generations who are yet to be born, but who have every right to deserve the same beautiful things that we have known on this planet.